Webale kubanga ate okyaje kumiddeko mu dakiika eno yennyini mbeera ntuse nyongera kubanga ate nkutwala mu maaso n'ebitonotono ebiba biri ku ground. Mwebale kubanga mukyasaba, mwebale kubanga mukyali bagumu nnyo nnyini ddala. Mu dakiika eno ngenda kubanga ate ntandika n'omukulu amanyiddwa nga Uhuru Kenyatta ng'ate ono omukulembeze okuva mu ggwanga erya Kenya. Bw'atyo yavuddeyo n'abeera nga ayagala okuyozaayoza omukulu Yoweri Kaguta Museveni okubanga ate atuuka ku buwanguzi obw'okubanga mukulembeze w'eggwanga mu kaseera kano. Kakati okuyozaayoza zakwe okwo gundi Facebook bwetyo nebiranga ekuflaginga nebigaana negamba nti information si ntuufu jagezako kubanga postinga okitegeera babigobye mu bufunze Facebook nayo amazima egamanyi. Ate ye mwana muwala Juliana Kanyomozi naye bwatyo avuddeyo n'alabanga akisusse n'awandika n'agamba nti the internet shutdown has stretched out for far too long, should have never happened in the first place. Don't forgetting so many businesses operate on the internet. How are these people supposed to put food on the table? This is not right. Bwatyo bwagambye ng'agamba nti okubanga internet teriiko mu Uganda kiyitiridde kisusse okusookera ddala kyandibadde tekibeerera nawo ddala n'ababuuza nti mwerabidde nti abantu abasinga businesses zaabwe bazikolera ku internet era bw'atyo n'agenda mu maaso n'ababuuza nti kakati abantu bano mulowooza kiki kye bagenda okubanga balya, kiki kye bagenda okubanga balisa families zaabwe kwegamba banajjawa ssente ez'okubanga ate bagula emmere mu bufunze n'abagamba ekintu ekyo kye mukola si kituufu. Ate ye mwana mulenzi Chosen Blood hazeemu bad timing bw'atyo bw'avuddeyo n'agamba nti this is definitely a great start to my 2021. Don't forget to continue streaming I Am Chosen and tell me your best track on the album. Follow the link. Bwatyo abadde agezaako kubanga abalaga album empya gy'alina oba gy'afulumiza eriko ennyimba 11. Bwatyo n'abategeeza nti temwerabira okubanga mu streaminga mubeere nga mugenda mulabe ennyimba ze ziri ku album mu bufunze abadde agezaako kubalaga kikyalina mu package ng'agamba nti si ntandikwa mbi ey'omwaka 2021 naye nno asanze nga abali ku Facebook ennaku yababuutikidde dda nga sibasanyufu n'akamu n'akatono era nga wenjogerera bamutwala saketi bamututte saketi eruuyi eyo ebintu tebimugendedde bulungi n'akamu n'akeddagala. Mu bufu bwe bumu ye omukyala ategerekeseko eryamumbejja bw'atyo avuddeyo n'abeera nga ate agumya bannayuganda mu ngeri emu oba endala era bw'atyo n'ayongera okubanga abakubiriza obuteegugunga kubaako kavuyo konna ke bakola ku ground era n'abategeeza nti plan B weri mubeere bagumu sooka obeere ng'ate omwewulirirako n'amatugo.
Bannayuganda era mbaddira nadde abaana baffe abali e Kampala abaana abali e Uganda ku ground omubejja ndagire wano abaana baffe abali ku ground temugenda kwekalakaasa. Don't go on the streets, please don't. Mu kiseera kino nga Uganda ankutuleko teyina masannyalaze teyina internet bano bakikola bamanyi nti mujja kwekalakaasa nedda. Something else is cooking. Temufaayo mugume. Ate Museveni ayagala nnyo bantu balwane abatte bwatta abantu kimusanyusa nnyo kasita alaba abantu nga bafudde nalaba ku mirambo somewhere nalaba ku musaayi. That's his party. Kati mumuwa party. Tulina very strong plan B. Eno twagisuubira nti ejja kububba because we knew tejja kububba. But we have another plan. So temweraliikirira temulwana temukola ki mubeere calm tubagala muli balamu tekinnatuuka kyakugenda ku streets. Tubeegayiridde nnyo Kyagulanyi awangudde with a percentage of over 70. Era kyova olaba nti okulonda kuno gavumenti yaziiza nnyo nga teraga polls. If tubadde tufuna polls from very good experts era abantu babadde ku ground njagala bategeeza nti abantu be mwabadde nabo mu layini balonzi bannammwe babadde balina body cameras. We have all the evidence we need. We don't want you to die on the streets. Mubeere mu nnyumba zammwe. Ffe abali eno ebweru tulina plan B. Temutya tugenda kuba ne plan B and we are going to implement it. mwabali ku ground for now mugira mulinda mwebale nnyo.
Thanks so much. May the Lord bless you. Awangalenyo Aisa Basajja Kabaka wa Buganda.
Ye bwatyo omukyala bwakugambye kansuubire nti ogyewooko okukikolaawo ekinaakugumyawo bawoona ogumira mwana to ate okweyongerayo mu maaso n'amawulire gaffe ye omu ku ba agenti ba NUP abaali bagenza okuba nga bacollectinga information mu byalo ebyenjawulo bwe batyo ne babeera nga basoloza DR forms munange yakigwako oba yagwa mu ngalo z'omubi bwe batyo ne babeera nga ate bamukuba wabula nga ate eky'omukisa omulungi nti yasigaza obulamu naye nga ono DR forms zonna ezeeta kisa mukadde kano ezisinga obungi bazimujjako ze yali asolozeza mu bitundu ebyo ebyebusoga soko berenga ate omwewulirirako tugende maaso.
One of our assistants been collecting the DR forms and so on. He will just narrate what happened, I guess, from last night and here as of this morning. Okay. So just gather some energy and we talk to the media.
My name is Andrew Natumanya. Everyone calls me Tabs. Yeah, I'm the lead photographer for Honorable Chagulanyi. Yeah, so last night at around 8 p.m. I was going to meet Gordon to deliver to him DR forms for Busoga sub-region that I had gathered from our contacts in Busoga sub-region. The boot of our car was full with DR forms. I did not count how many they were. So I got in touch with Gordon. We agreed to meet at a specific location. So I drove towards that location, and at a certain point I parked to meet Gordon. After realizing, after seeing the car that he had told me he was in. So he drove ahead and directed me to follow him to where he was parking. So immediately when I parked the car, in a very short while, the whole entire car was surrounded with armed people. They weren't in uniform. They coached all their guns and ordered me to move out. I resisted a little bit, and that's where the beating started from. They beat me, dragged me out of the car, and put me in a different car. It was a double cabin. I hope my colleague Gordon got the number plate. So inside the car, they made sure they bent us and started beating us and put us under the our heads were pointed under the seats, and they drove us at a very fast speed. After I think like 30 minutes or so, they parked and got us out of the car. That's when we realized we were at Chira Road Police. There, in a short while, our cars were driven into the station also, and it didn't take even 10 minutes. They came, handcuffed us together, checked the cars. They made sure they did not touch the boot. So they got some DR forms, put them on us, and took pictures while we were handcuffed with the DR forms inside Gordon's car. So later, a gentleman came and told them, separate them. They removed the handcuffs from me and handcuffed Gordon, put me on other handcuffs, covered my head, put me in the car and drove off. I cannot know where they drove to, but they really drove for a long time, maybe an hour or so. At a certain point they stopped, pulled me out of the car and led me to somewhere I cannot know. There they were really beating me seriously and asking me what I have to discuss with Bobby Wine every time we talk on phone. I told them I don't usually talk to Bobby Wine unless he's calling me that we go and for events or campaigns, and I told them my accreditation was refused, was denied, so I could not film Bobi Wine anymore. But they insisted and said, even today, meaning yesterday, you have been talking to Bobi Wine and the wife. At that point, one of the gentlemen said he is not going to talk. That is when they put something on my arm that felt like I had been connected to electricity. My whole entire body was shocked for some time, and from that time when I try to hold something, my whole entire body keeps shaking. So they beat me and asked me what they asked me where what Bobi Wine is planning. I told them I don't have any of his plans. Told them my only role is to take photos. They asked me where I put the photos that I collect. I told them I give them to Bobi Wine. Then they left me after some time. They handcuffed me. They shifted the handcuffs and put them at the back. They tied my hands from the back and left me there. Even when I could try to touch, it was I think like a big room. So from there, they in the morning they came inside the room. It was visibly still dark. They put off the hood, and the gentleman asked me, "Do you know me?" I told him, "I do not know you." He put back the hood and held my hand and led me to a car. From there, they drove and came to Chira Road. In Chira Road, they just put me on, the guy removed his handcuffs and handed me over to the police officers there, who handcuffed me again and drove me to my residence. They turned everything upside down and took whatever was of their interest. On the search form, they only wrote that they picked my computer. But they took everything, the cards of my camera, the DLR forms that were in the car. I'm told they are no longer there. Every recording equipment they found at my home, they took it. Up to now, even my phones, they took them. Also the ones that I had not been using over time that they found at my home, they took them. Then later, they drove me to the other old Chira of Namugongo, where they signed forms. I do not know which ones. Then they brought me again to here, opposite Kumbera Country Club, drove me down. That's where I found Gordon. They just, when I reached, they told me to sit and record a statement. I recorded my statement, and another gentleman came in with bond forms and told me, sign here. Also, Gordon had been given his and he signed. Then from there they drove us to Chira Road. From Chira Road police, they didn't even take us into the police station inside. They just told us, pick your cars and go. So we came with Gordon. I could hardly drive, but I drove at a very slow speed to there. From there, we came to Gordon's house, and in a very short while, the detectives were back. They found us talking on phone with Mama Solo. Mama Solo is Bobi Wine's wife. And they also took the phones they found there. So we cannot know whether they are still following us or not. All I can tell you is that we are not safe at all.
Bwekyo embeera bweyimiridde ku ground mu Uganda yabunkenke bwerere naye nga twongera okuba nga atukanya ssaala tetuzikiza omusiraamu ssaala omulokole saba omukatuliki saba buli wa ddiini ye saba mukama awulira ye mwana mulenzi amanyiddwa nga Derek nga onono kabaka ku TikTok gwe tumanyi obulungi ennyo aba TikTokers mumutegeera ddala bulungi bwatyo avuddeyo n'ateera akaka bankuba kyeyo abagamba nti benyumiriza mu gavumenti y'omukulu Yoweri Kaguta Museveni nawa endowooza ye nti lwaki bandibadde tebawagira gavumenti eyo era ojja kubanga omwewulirako kambere nga nkwerekereza nga bw'owulira Derek.
Sivumangako muntu, but I've seen graduated certified fools on this platform that are jubilating over Museveni's fraud win. We all know Bobi Wine yakubye Museveni akalulu hands down. ekisinga okunuma aba celebrating nga muli bankuba kyeyo. What are you celebrating? 35 years of no jobs in your country? Wachimaki ku kyeyo? The Museveni you're supporting has a lot of innocent people's blood on his hands. Abana banji babasse. Abana banji ba orphans basse bazadde baabwe. Gulye yo sinika binyo o celebrating. What are you celebrating? The fact that tekina kutuukako enkya kisobola kuba kiri wuwo. Basobola okukubya essimu oli ku kyeyo. Mama wo bamusse, taata wo oba omwana wo. Abasirikale abakuba tebawula nti ono wa NRM ono wa opposition. Bane muberemu amagezi. Saawa eno abantu bakaaba. Mwe muli mu kusinika mannyo.